As you guys can tell, we got a kayak today. We finally decided to just give in and rent one. We got 3 rods out here. We got one we're gonna throw a worm on, spinning reel. We got a big no live bait needed tied on to our bait caster, and then also a topwater frog. Let's try to get into some big ones. Right now we're just gonna work this frog along this bank, see if anything's up in cover. After that, we'll probably fish the deeps with the 5-inch swim bait. And then if we can't find any fish then, we're gonna switch to a wacky rig. Just toss a worm, work it real slow, and try to figure out where the fish are. So we've kind of been working this bank with the frog and the worm. I haven't had any bites yet, but I mean, it just looks like there's got to be some big bass sitting up in all these shrubs. If we don't get anything on this bank for a little, we might go out deep, throw that big swim bait for a bit, and then maybe try to fish topwater on the bank again when it gets a little later in the evening. Right now it's probably around 1 o'clock, but hopefully the bite turns on as the day goes on, so all we can do is hope for the best. All right guys, so I wasn't recording, but we got one on the big swim bait. It doesn't feel too big, but oh, it's a good one. No, it spit it. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys could see the size of that fish when it jumped. I should have just flipped him. That's why I need a net out here. Damn it, I was literally just about to switch too. I wasn't getting any bites. We decided to hop off the bank and fish the deeps. I was just about to switch to a spinner bait. But I was like, you know what? Something's got to hit this thing. And sure enough, next cast. Oh my gosh. Heartbreaker. All right, so we drifted down the whole lake again, throwing the big swim bait, and we got a lot of nothing. Not a single bite. So we are gonna eat some lunch, regroup, and then probably get back at it and fish the rest of these banks. And by then it should be around dusk, so hopefully the bite turns on and we'll get into some. All right, so we just finished kind of floating back down the lake. We were throwing that big swim bait. We didn't get any bites, is what it is. We had that one we lost right at the boat. Hopefully you can see that in the video. If not, it was a big fish. I'd say 4 or 5, maybe 6 pounds, somewhere in there. Real heartbreaker, but for now it is around 3 o'clock probably, so we're gonna eat some lunch real quick. We'll probably downsize our baits, and then hopefully as the day goes on we'll be able to get into a couple more fish. We got a nice PB&J for lunch. Nothing beats it. Fresh made. So good. So we're gonna eat this, maybe fish a bit while we're just sitting right here, wait for that sun to start to go down, and then hopefully the fish will be hungry. All right guys, so we were sitting here eating lunch, and we caught a buddy who wanted to come eat lunch with us. There we go, first landed fish of the day. Little guy, not bad. Hopefully we can catch his big mama. Get a release on this guy. Here we go. Little guy. is the second one on the worm though. Another little one, pound maybe. Finding fish though, moving in the right direction. There we go. That's another one. Oh, that's a better fish. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Ooh. Boom. Chunker. Little mouth. Look at that belly. Holy. We found them, guys. They are wanting the worm. That's the second fish right here in this spot. That one's thick. Nice little guy. 2-pounder. Let's get released. So it seems as if these fish are liking the more subtle presentation. They weren't hitting the spinnerbait. They're not liking the frog. But they're munching on the worm, that's for sure. Had a couple bites on the swim bait, but they seem to be wanting the nice, slow presentation of the worm. Also, it could just be the bites turning on, like we were talking about earlier. It's getting later, sun's going down. Fish are gonna start eating around this time of day. But yeah, let's see if we can get a couple more. Here we go. Oh no, lost him. Oh shoot. There we go. Hook set into our own bait. Dang, it's unfortunate. Let's see if we can get him back. So I was throwing that jerk bait for a bit, and then literally I picked up the worm again in second or third cast. Just had that bite, so I think we're gonna stick with worms for the rest of the day probably. Seems to be what they're wanting. And here, look, there it is. He came back, little guy. That's the smallest one of the day right there. Absolutely choked that worm. Little bass. We'll get you back in. Here we go. Oh, that's a good fish. Very decent fish. Come on, baby. Boom. There we go. It's another 2-3 pounder. Probably 2.5. Choked the worm. Get this guy back. Alright guys, so the GoPro died as we were reeling this guy in, but we did just hook into one more. Little guy. Little 1.5 pounds, maybe pushing 2. We'll get him back in the water. We finally got one on the jerk bait. He's kind of sitting out deep. We're just sitting here, we're throwing the worm. But it's been a beautiful evening. We'll let this guy go, and then I think that's gonna be it for the video. So we finally got one on the jerk bait. The worm kind of slowed down. It's getting a little dark. Sun's setting, but it's been a beautiful day out on the water. And yeah, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.